G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today is March 25th, 2023. This is the S&P 500 update. Overall, we're in a shorting environment, primarily with this daily CCI 1500. But you'll notice on the 4-hour and the hourly charts, it's just broken above the moving average of that CCI. So it's a bit of a conflicting story, and I'll go through each of these charts as we go through this. The daily, the 4-hourly and the hourly. So first of all, let's look at the daily. Now what I've drawn here are some support resistance lines. These two major, the blue line is supporting and the red is resistance. And I've also drawn these diagonal ascending and descending trend lines, and on the bottom I've got two ascending trend lines drawn, which is based on those bottoms there. Now that one there is, that middle one is where some of the price is consolidating as well on the daily. I've also drawn in this retracement in that between that low and that high. You'll notice there it's hovering or just hit the 78% retracement, which is probably somewhere between a 61 and a 78% retracement. So we may see some further upside in this upper range of diagonal trend lines if it breaks above that middle line there. So also just to highlight for those that are new to the channel, we follow the CCI 1500 as opposed to the moving average 200, and I've drawn that just as a comparison. You'll notice there, for example, long positions would have been held between July 2020, and that's similar to the entry of long positions on the moving average of the price chart, but you would have gotten out of it taking heed of the moving average on the CCI. That's a moving average 400 when it broke below, and you'll notice the CCI stayed below the moving average. And that was an early signal as opposed to the moving average of the price chart. You would have possibly missed out on some longer trades there, but again, it's just giving you a warning to be mindful and getting out early if you're in profitable positions there. So since then, we've been in a decline, and we're still in a bearish momentum with the moving average staying below the CCI staying below its moving average. That's the daily. If we go to the 4-hour chart, again, zooming out, you can see that it's pretty busy, but you can see those diagonal trend lines placed in there. But in particular, you'll notice the in and outer trend lines, and I've drawn these inner trend lines, diagonal trend lines on those bottoms, and that upper trend line there, and that ascending trend line there. So really, at the moment, it's sort of stuck in this converging between these two diagonal trend lines, and we may see further upside there in the coming hours and days. There's also a Fibonacci retracement there. Again, the Fibonacci retracement's gone to the 50% level between that high and low. You'll notice on where those bars, the tops of those bars sit. On the hourly chart, similarly, it's a bit closer outlook there. There is a divergence coming back here on the CCI. There is a divergence, and that's pretty much flat on the CCI versus a bullish divergence on the price chart, and that you'll notice there was a bit of that played out slightly with the price dropping off from that. Now, has that finished? We're not sure yet. It could well just consolidate there a bit more in that range between those two converging diagonal lines, as we said before. We need to wait for a breakout above or below that to be more convinced about going long or short. In terms of Fibonacci retracement on a smaller time frame, it's come back again, resting between the 61 and the 78% retracement level. So overall, I'd hold off going long or short if you're not in the S&P at the moment. We want to follow the overall daily trend of short positioning. So wait for it to break out between those converging lines to be more confident about buying or selling at the moment. So at the moment, just hold off if you're not in the trade, and we'll see where it goes from there. If you're in the trade and you need to understand how to properly trade using the average down process, reference the links in the description below. To get some ideas on how to trade, subscribe and like the channel if you like it, and if you really like the channel, support us on Patreon, and we'll see you in a future video.